today we got a special, I gotta say, special guest. To me, he's a legendary, I'm gonna say, hip hop artist from way back when I was, a little bit young and stuff. Been putting in work. Now he's a director. He's been doing the directing for a good while behind the scenes and everything. Brother, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Director Diggs, formerly J Diggs, still J Diggs a little bit.
Yeah, man. How you been doing, man? How you been doing?
I'm good, man. Just being a dad,
Yeah,
living
I
suburban
know.
life.
So just tell the people a little bit about yourself, like especially the people who may not know because you've been out of the scene, the limelight. I would say as an artist, and now you're a director. So directors are behind the scene. Just give
Mm.
a little bit of the people your bio.
I mean, shit. To go back to the beginning, I was about 9 years old when I started producing. I was a producer first. I got my ASR X when I was 10 or 11. I started on an ASR 10. I was just
Mhm.
talking to my brethren about that. He still has his ASR 10. We are just talking about it. Uh, yeah, started rapping around 12, 13. Started putting music out around 16. And then, yeah, Push It Up dropped when I was 18.
Yeah, and when I start seeing you around what the early 2000s, I'm guessing, like when you were dropping a lot of tracks, especially visuals. That's what caught me, right?
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, you came out like what, 2002?
2000, I signed with Taj and Maximus 2000, end of 2003.
2003.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the visuals because I was like, young. I was young those times, not too far from
Mm,
your age, right?
mm.
And what caught me is the visuals. That's what really caught me because respect to a lot of Toronto artists, but the visuals caught me because I'm saying this guy has some quality videos and the music too.
Yeah.
All matches, right?
Yeah, man. I was blessed to have Little X, Director X, as my first video director. So
You know what? I didn't really know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
He was
And
he was he.
the
That was my first video I ever shot. Was Push It Up.
and the music too, also because like I said, respect to the others. I think you came around the time when a lot of Toronto hip hop was starting to change, transform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're starting to get a little bit of the American audience paying more attention because we had BET 1996, I think, up and going on, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
what made you change from you from the hip hop being an artist to doing the directing?
Yeah, my struggles with being a recording artist are well documented. On the other platform, I went into detail of why I got out of music in that sense. At the time, it was a difficult time. I was going through a lot,
Hmm.
mentally and physically. I was actually a lot of people don't know, but during right before the release of my album in 2007, I think it was 2006, I ended up having a partial lung collapse.
Oh shit. Okay.
I was out for a good like 8 9 months, uh,
Hmm.
and when that happened, like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't record. I couldn't do anything. So there was a lot of different things that came at that time that kind of pushed me away from music over time, you know.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just music scene changed. Like I was saying the other day, I came out when we were still putting mixtapes in the street, right? Like,
Yeah, I remember.
you know what I mean? Like it was a different time. A lot of people, you know, shout out to the artists that rode the wave into the streaming world, but I mean, a lot of us got lost in that sauce, you know?
I know, and you started to do videos for other people too, like.
Right. Yeah. No, being around X, right? I
Mm,
learned a lot being around X. I studied a lot. He wasn't really mentoring me in a sense, but I was always watching, right? And I was always learning and watching and learning. If you don't know, I pretty much do everything myself.
mhm.
Beats, rap, uh, graphic design. I pretty much I had to do everything myself, right? There was no.
So before we get into the other stuff, what you've been putting together, I would ask you this, like, where would you put yourself as a Toronto artist around your time period? Like what did you feel you brought to the table, like to the culture?
That's a loaded question. Um,
I know what you
honestly,
brought. I know.
I came at a strange when I came out, it was a strange time. The Jiggy era was the era that I came out in. We came from I grew up in I'm a hip hop head. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Before I did the Jiggy thing, if you listen to my music when I was like 14, 15, I was either doing some real like street shit or I was
Yeah.
doing some like hip hop shit. Like you'll start I'm going to start releasing more music over time, and you'll start to
Yeah.
see what I mean with I'm a hip hop head.
I know that. Yeah.
My the engineer at the time. So before when I was young, I was working with Top Secret out of Scarborough. I don't know if you know
Mhm.
Top Secret,
Heard of it. Yep.
but I was working with Top Secret, and that was Fawn's Dramatic Tracks. I don't know if you know Fawn's Dramatic Tracks.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's who my first real engine. Before that, I was engineering my own stuff, like 4-track. Me and my brother, 4-track recording.
Yeah.
Dub 4 tracks, dub 3 tracks, put it on the one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I was working with Fonz was like, bro, you're light skinned, bro. Like, what are you doing rapping all this hard shit? Like, you need to
Yeah.
do some girl tracks. Nobody's trying to hear you rap some hard shit, right?
Yeah.
That's what was like. I was very influenced back then by like my peers, my elders. So anytime somebody said something to me, I was like, all right, cool, let me try doing this. I did a girl tune, and I realized all the girls then were coming around. So I was like, yo,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, I'm doing girl tunes from now on, I was a teenager looking for some cats. So yeah, I found the girl tune wave, and I wrote it.
And I gotta ask you this. I
Mm.
have to, because I done a little review on you,
Mm.
right? And it controversial. Maybe it's controversial to somebody, but like the Drake comparisons.
Mhm.
What I say, I'm not comparing you to Drake. I'm
Well, let's
comparing
first of all,
I'm comparing Drake to you. That's
before we
what
get
I'm
into
doing.
all that, we'll get into that. Before we get into all that, let me answer what I brought to this scene
Yeah.
as
Okay.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was coming out during a Jiggy era, a difficult time. 50 just came out when I was coming out, so we're going from Jiggy to straight street shit. I
Mm,
was in the middle of all that, so for me, I was like, okay, what's my lane? I need something different, right? I need to do something different. Um, my brother made a beat, now known as the song is called Hypnotic. He made
mhm.
that beat, and he's like, bro, like rap on this. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. It was just weird. That's where the hypnotic flow came from. That's where the flow came from, right? So uh um ex Taj, Ramel, Carey, Ramel came into my grandmother's basement. I always tell this story. Um and like he said, I had holes in my socks when he came into the basement, and he's like, "Yo, this kid has this." Like he always talks about how I had this song, and he kept talking about this voice in the song. It was one song with that flow, one
Mhm.
song with that flow, and Taj heard it and X heard it, and they were at the Grammys at the time actually, so it was like
Mhm.
February, something like that. And they called me from the Grammys, and they're like, "Yo, we want to sign you. Let's work together." And Taj was basically like, "Yo, I want you to do this flow."
Mhm.
I'm like, the whole every time. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
came out of finding a new thing. And what I bring to Toronto, I don't know if you notice, but a lot of these young guys and girls have elements of my flow,
I
right?
could say that. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't mind saying the names. Uh, what's her name? Um, I don't remember her name.
You know.
The girl, man, the dark skinned girl, skinny
Oh,
girl. I forgot her name.
Havaya?
No, 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 no. Anyways,
No.
we'll go back. Smiley has elements of my flow. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? There's certain
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
have elements of my flow. What's her name again? I forget her name. Anyways, um, yeah, there's people out there that have elements of what I brought to the table. So
Mhm.
I might not have been like, you know, when it comes down to put on people's list of Toronto artists, people might not include me, and I'm fine with that. But I know what I brought to the table. I know what
Mm.
I brought. I brought a Toronto sound that uh, I borrowed from Cardi, that I borrowed
Yes. I
Missy
like.
Me, that I
Yeah.
borrowed from the Toronto artists that set the roots, for us. And these artists that I mentioned, Missy Me and Cardi, who KRS-One stole his flow from Mishimi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our Toronto sound, I took our Toronto sound that was just budding, and I kind of gave it a different look.
Yeah, you did, because when 2000 came, a lot of things changed, and that party vibe, you had that party vibe, and you mixed it with the dancehall too.
Yeah,
You mixed it
yeah,
good with the dancehall, with the hip hop.
yeah.
Respect to Cardi, but you mixed it more commercially for like Americans to kind of get, the
That was
vibe
the
to
goal.
what we're doing over here in the North, right?
That was the goal. My goal was always to make something that separated us from America, because we were always little America, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to the OGs, but the OGs, everybody kind of sounded like West Coast rap or Chicago rap or New York rap at the time. So I was really, I really wanted to cement a sound that was different at the time, and I was young. So I wish I had more time. I wish came out at this time, when things were a little different, where you didn't have to put an album on a CD.
Yeah.
I mean, this would have been a different time for me to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what I feel I brought to the city.
Do you feel that if you were more in America, right, like as you were growing as an artist, would have been a little bit different if you like made that move?
I don't think they were ready. If I was born here and made the move overseas,
Yeah.
I was supposed to sign the Jive. 2005, we had a deal in place, and I was supposed to sign the Jive. I was also supposed to sign to Atlantic Records. So there was things that were in place, but they never ended up working out because they just didn't understand what we were yet. You know what I'm saying? It was like, to this day, Americans don't understand what we are, and that's why one of my film projects is about who we are, and we'll talk about that later. That's not, but yeah, that's happening soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna bring that back. So about this film now, what you're directing, because you've been a director for a good while now. Interesting film. Talking about a fighter. What's his name? Is correct me.
Simon the One Marcus.
Yeah, Simon the One Marcus, and he's a combat fighter, and now he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And it's talking about his basically coming up, his background, the struggles, how hard it is to balance life and what he wants to do. Now, what made you really want to get into this type of industry, doing a documentary on it?
So this is I've been doing this for about 10 years now. This is my official first alone project, not brought by not a corporation behind it that's telling me how to do things, not an artist, not a recording artist telling me how he wants his video to look. This is my first project at solo release. I completely wrote, directed, edited, so it's all mine. This is the first of a long line of things I'm doing. I wanted to start with this, Greatness. It's a docu-series that I focus on Canadians, Black Canadians, Caribbean Canadians that never got the flowers
Spotlight
they deserve. Like, we're talking about Simon Marcus, who is the most decorated Muay Thai kickboxer in Canadian history, 8-time world champion.
That's very big.
He is one of the greatest Muay Thai kickboxers of all time. Nobody knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ask people who nobody knows. How do you not know who one of the greatest Canadian kickboxers of all time is? This is a problem, a fundamental problem with this country.
Yes.
We do not give our people their flowers, and it kind of stems from me, right? Like, in the same way, I never got my flowers for my contributions.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's moving. It's indirectly, a way to kind of get how I feel about the how Canada is in general when it comes to talent, especially Black talent.
Yes, you're right. Because you know what, you're right. You're right on point. That's with everything. Everything.
Doesn't matter what industry, what you're doing. Black Caribbean Canadians and African Canadians don't get the respect that they deserve. My bro, I just saw my bro, comedian Tricks. He just posted that he sold out 2 Toronto shows back to back. You know what I'm saying? And and that needs to be everywhere. Why isn't that on every blog? Oh, Canadian comedian sold out two nights in a row, of him doing what he's doing. Like, we don't push our own enough, and that's the reason why we can never get on America's level or on London's level when it comes to, our own, because we're too concerned with what other people think. We need to be proud of what we are. And it's happening this year.
And
It is.
part of it, I'm just starting to cut you. One of the main ingredients, I'm going to say this here, is unity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you have unity,
it's pride. It's pride.
Yeah. So if we could come together, and people don't want to hear it like cliche, but if you come together, that's what Americans do and other people do.
Mm-hmm.
When other people see that we are more serious,
Mm-hmm.
then we get the more respect and the more people tuning in.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
100%. And it's like I said, it's a pride thing too. Like this year, you're starting to see a lot more pride thanks to Trump and everything going on in the States. You're starting to see a lot more Canadian pride. So
Yes.
there's no better time than right now than to start talking about what we've accomplished and what we've influenced and what we've done. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's Simon is an old friend of mine, and I was like, you know what, let's do it about you, because he's now, like I said, he's now getting into MMA. After 10 years, 15 years of conquering another field, he's going into MMA, eventually to UFC at the age of 39. You know what I'm saying? That's greatness in my mind. So that's why I had to talk about.
So what's the feedback you've been getting, like, from the people who have viewed it so far?
Everybody loves it. Everybody loves the fact that it's just, it's real, it's raw. I'm talking about him as a father, which is important to me because I'm a father, right? So like, everything I'm doing is based around how I feel as an individual and how I feel, what I feel needs to be promoted, right? I feel like we're Caribbean talent in this country needs to have better, a limelight on what we've done.
It's true. There's so much stories.
And I will say right now, it's not concrete, but there's a certain legendary Jamaican Canadian sprinter that might be episode 2 of Greatness. I don't know names yet, but I think everybody can.
We got a lot of legends, man. We got a lot of stories. What should be out there, like even with other places, but I mean, like especially from Canada, we got a lot of stuff. It's like a Bible of stuff. You could keep going with these documentaries.
You could get the influence of what we've influenced in the States, even in London, even though London won't say it, even though Brits won't say it, we influence them a lot too. So, our influence is deep. And same thing with a lot of the Caribbean, with Jamaica, how much influence Jamaica has, and people don't really give Jamaica the credit for it. It's just time for me to shine lights where it needs to be shined, and that's on my people and my.
So how long is this series for? Like how much parts?
Right now, I'm lining up. Then there's about 4 more episodes to go, and I might just wrap it at that because there's other things happening.
Yes,
and start again later. So we'll see.
Okay, so do you feel well, I know this is the way to go for like any production, because streaming, YouTube, Netflix, that's where people are going to for their entertainment. Right?
Yeah.
I feel versus theaters and cable.
Yeah. And so for me, I just thought, like, man, forget it. Like, let's just go YouTube, because I have distribution in the States. I have a distribution deal, so I can get anything I want to the American distributors, to the streamers in the States. But I'm like, let's just go YouTube to keep it organic. I got it backed by a new energy drink company, a new plant-based energy drink company that is doing good things on their end. So I'm partnering with people that, not just any brand, but brands that something I represent, what I'm saying, like, something I care about. I don't drink the bullshit energy. So, it's plant-based, and it has hibiscus and all this stuff. And I'm like,
something good for you, for your body.
It worked with the first episode with Simon. He's a fighter. He needs energy. He can't be drinking the bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just slowly, like, we were supposed to talk a while ago, and I told you I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm slowly aligning and slowly making everything work together and where it should and how it should, and everything's aligning perfectly.
So if I ask you about this episode, what was learning point, or what was the real meat of the story for his story, Simon?
For Simon, it was about the fact that he was such a great father. Like he's very low key. He has 4 kids, and he's very low key about it, and how but he is a very, very present father. Like he doesn't like play when it comes to his kids. If he's not training in the gym, he's with his kids, and that's something that I want to promote in the community. 100% is black men being great fathers.
That's true, because
Right.
we
So
don't see that too
you
much.
don't. So for me, the images that I want to put out are images that matter to me, and those are one of those images that matter to me. Someone being a great father. And yeah, that's the part that still got, and just his age, like it's incredible that he's still doing this. Like he's like
Yeah.
he's like his sister said, he's the LeBron
Yeah.
of kickboxing. Like but nobody knows, and that's the sad part. So let's tell everybody, right?
Yeah. So that shirt you were wearing, I see chocolate and
Mhm.
transmission. Well,
Tran-
transit. Yeah, transit music. So tell me a little bit about that. Like I've been seeing that around.
Yeah, so I'm also the A&R of a distribution company out of Atlanta, Georgia called Amp Music.
I heard of it.
Music is a new distribution company founded by Skia Fountain, who was a partner at Connect Music and is a huge legend in the music industry. Like
Mm,
from day one, like he helped. He was instrumental in Neil's rise.
mm,
He founded Nipsey Hussle. Like he is a legend.
yes.
So he started a new distribution company, Artist First Distribution Company,
Yes.
and he called me. He's like, "Yo, do you want to A&R Caribbean and Canadian music?" I said, "Of course I do." So Choclair is the first artist signed to AMP, Canadian artist signed to AMP,
Congratulations.
and yeah, and basically, we're just gonna keep it going. I was talking to Mishi actually. I might sign Mishi Me and get her to put an album out.
What? That's big, man.
Hopefully. I was talking to a lot of different legends. I'm trying to lock Socrates down right now. If you see this, bro, let's go. Yeah, he's got an album coming out, I think with Shocks, a joint album coming out.
I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for you, because you know what you're doing. This is what we're saying: infrastructure. Me and my
Yeah,
brother, we've been talking to our heads, blow up or something about
yeah,
that's another thing: unity and infrastructure. If we
yeah,
don't have certain people in place who
yeah.
really care about the culture to
Hmm.
push these artists, like what we try to do as much as we can for our platform, but if we don't have more of that,
Hmm.
it's really hard. We got to go back to 1998, early 2000s. Everybody has to jump. You still got to go to America, but
Hmm.
you really take away that when you have someone like you in a position to do that now, because
Hmm.
it's like, okay, there's a person here who maybe might like what I do, and I don't have to go take a trip to New York or California.
I could just do it.
You could just do it, and they can meet you in the flesh, right? More.
100%.
So
100%.
that, how big is that? Like, that's really
It's
huge.
it's well, so the Choclair thing, going back to that, Shocks was at I did a film festival party for my company Iron Shore Films in
Mm,
2018 or 19, and Shocks 19 Shocks came. Red from the Rascals performed for me, and then Shocks was there. I was like, Shocks, you want to perform? And he's like, yeah, of course. He performed, but he was pretty intoxicated at the time,
mm.
and he was slurring his words when he was performing. He'll say it himself. He was going through a bad time at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I called him a few weeks later, and I was like, bro, because as you know, I don't know if you saw the TikToks. Like I went through it. I have a history of drugs and
Yeah,
alcohol,
I seen it. I seen
sex
the TikTok.
addiction. I have a history of all that stuff. Like I was on some drugs. Like I think I stopped doing drugs like around 2013, 14. It was about a 6 or 7 year binge of drug use during that time.
Mm,
Half the reason to why I got out the music industry, because I was a disaster.
mhm.
So I've been there, and I was like, listen, bro, I'm talking from a place of being there, and ex drug user and all that shit,
Yeah,
and I'm like, yo, you need to clean your shit up. And
yeah,
I was like, you gotta, I want you to, this is not you. And I was like,
yeah.
and then I didn't hear from him. I find, just for reference, I find being like blunt with your friends is the only way to do things.
That's true.
I am extremely blunt when it comes to my friends, and they might hate me at the moment, but
Mhm.
I was very blunt with him.
I'm similar.
I didn't hear from him all pandemic, and then I saw him at something. I forget what. Oh, it's the Snoop. We were at Snoop's thing, and he told me that I kind of shocked him out of that place, and he through the pandemic he got out of that where he was. I was one of the people that helped him get out, and I was like, that's amazing, man. That made my fucking year that year.
Yeah.
So I was happy that happened, and then this happened. So Shots was the first person I called, and I'm like, let's go. He didn't even have an album. He put together. He had a bunch of songs, and I'm like, let's put the album out. Let's put this album out, and I think it reinvigorated his love for the music, and he's now got the joint album with Socks, and he's working on the next album, and I saw, what it is? I saw Nas do what he did with Mass Appeal, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that for us.
That's good. I like what you just said there. I like what you just said there, because I feel I feel Toronto lost its identity about 2010 when you kind of disappeared from the scene. I feel that we were searching for a lot of stuff, because I remember our sound more like Bacardi Slang, Choclair, Socrates, Ghetto Concept. The list goes on, but I feel like we totally went away from even quality. It's just a lot of stuff,
Well, I mean, everything evolves.
Yes.
Sometimes things devolve, but sometimes they devolve because they need to, right? Like, we abused my generation and older. We abused the music system, and the record labels abused us, right? Like, come on, you had to listen to an album in HMV and then buy it, right?
Then buy it, yeah.
Like, people got fed up, and music got easier to make, right? And when things get easier to do, you get lazy. But at the same time, like I said, it evolved. Like Drake and The Weeknd, like House of Balloons was the most revolutionary album, in my opinion, in Toronto. That album changed the world.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal from beginning to end. Drake changed the game. I obviously I have my own personal views of him on a personal level. But as far as Drake is concerned, as his music and what he's done, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what Drake has done. Like, it's crazy to know that just in this 10-year span, he changed the entire world. And that's something that is unbelievable for a rapper, a black rapper from Canada. You know what I'm saying?
You know who you're talking to right now.
Listen, I one thing, like I always told you, I have my personal things, because I knew him. I don't know, but I knew him then. So I have my personal things that between me and him. I'm not.
No, it's respect to Drake. I always give respect to Drake, but I always have to give respect to what comes before, because everybody's gonna know Toronto for Drake, the Drake
now, right?
And they don't come to the sources like down here, like us, who's content makers, who been around when Drake started, and to know he did get inspiration, of course, from home. People before even anywhere in America, right? Because people want to say he took this from America. He took some swag and shit, but he is a MC. I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah.
To come from Toronto, you had to have skills.
Yeah. No, he's a phenomenal writer. I remember the first time I saw him in the studio. It was probably like 2003, somewhere around there. And I saw him. It was at IC Vision. Actually, no, the beginning. Actually, I don't remember where it was, but it was a program. Gavin Shepard was. I don't know if it was Remix or IC. I don't remember what it was. And he was in there, and he was writing. He's like, "Yo, I'm writing," and he's in there. And this is before everybody was on the internet, chat, all that stuff, obviously. And he was there researching a word. And what, like, it was like something I never seen before, right? Like, for me, I just whatever came, I wrote it down immediately, and that's what it was. I didn't go into detail about that. Man was detail on detail on detail. Really, really going into what he's talking about and what a word means, and like, you can never take that side away from him. He's a true artist in that sense, right?
So where did the comparisons come from? Like, I know people were doing comparisons.
So so that was just because we're both light skinned. That's all that was, right? It was just a light skin. I don't think he was ever influenced by me music wise. Maybe on the commercial level of being commercial, but I think I was more. He just wanted to beat me, right? I think that's where I influenced Drake. I don't think he wanted to actually like. I think he wanted that spot I had in Toronto at the time, and he took it and the world, right? So
At least I'm hearing that.
in that way, I inspired him to work harder. Maybe, who knows? But artist wise, no. If anything, just the fact that I was a commercial artist that did commercial music. I think at the time he was doing a lot of underground stuff.
Mm.
So if anything, maybe I don't know, like even down to the singing thing, like he really was he was hiding the fact that he could sing back then, like showing it too much. So but yeah, man, yeah, that's what it is.
I would say inspire. I would say inspiration for many, not just Drake, but for a lot of people. Even Tory, because like I said, you had the visuals. What was like eye catching to even not just Toronto, but a market what's ever doing urban music. It was like the visuals you had, you could play that in America. You could play that in America, that video. They'll watch that on any station, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what really made you stand out, and your versatility with the not just hip hop, you're mixing it with dancehall.
Yeah, yeah. So
That
yeah,
was only few people could do that.
With the videos, it was the time, right? It was the video time. I was blessed to come out during the video era, man. We had a great like that. Video's dead now, sadly. But you know, the video was selling the song back then. You had a great video, you'd sell an album.
Mm-hmm.
So I was blessed for that. And yeah, the dance hall, that's just the culture. That's Toronto, right? That's where we come from. The first music I ever heard was dancehall. So of course, dancehall is what I'm a dancehall kid. I don't really listen to this to rap music. I don't really listen to all these. I mean, there's like everything I'm listening to right now. De La Soul. Who else am I listening to right now? Like I'm not listening to anything new, really.
I don't blame you, but
Yeah.
if I was to ask you about the Toronto music scene now, what do you feel about it? Like, there's a lot of great talent. I know there's the stars, but I don't think there's a balance. Like, we have Drake, we got Smiley, we got a couple names, Weekend, Tory. Like, I think it went backwards because we don't have much music. We don't have Rap City. We don't have the infrastructure. What you're trying to build up right now, I think it went backwards. We only have online platforms, but we have great artists.
Right.
And I think we need more. Like, we have so much artists. There should be more spotlight.
My thing with Toronto rappers now. I want to choose my words carefully. I don't think there's much effort being put into Toronto music at the moment. I feel that everything I've heard before, or is influenced by something directly, whether that's Tory, Drake, or Abel, or whoever it is. I feel that we need to evolve again at the moment. I feel we're at a place where we need to evolve again, and I feel we need to have some brave people, some brave artists come out and do something different.
I hear that. Yep.
I can't tell you one right now that I'm like. I can't tell you one. I can't.
And you know what? It's not just you. That's me. That's my bro. I have kids too. I want to say my age, but I have a 20-something-year-old. He's doing music. He can't even, besides Drake, I can't tell him anyone who's coming out from Toronto.
Yeah, I really don't know anyone that's really like, I'm like, yo, they're next. I can't call it.
Okay.
I can't call it. But I didn't think Tory was gonna be next, right? And he did what he did. So what do I know?
That's true. So what's next for you? I know you're doing docs. Would you like to do like a movie, like some type of like movies or a series? Because movies are not too big in the theaters as much anymore. It's more like Netflix series, Tubi.
It's budgets, right? It's nobody's spending anymore. It doesn't matter if it's film industry, music industry, anything. Nobody is spending money anymore, and that's where we are, our climate right now in the world. So everything has to be organic, and everything
Mm.
has to make sense. I have a television series called Ghetto Youths that I will be hopefully doing the pilot for this winter,
Big.
and that's about Toronto in the early 2000s. So yeah, it's there's other things. There's a documentary I'm trying to get greenlit right now, regarding Jamaica and the hurricane.
Mm.
There's other things I'm working. Everything I'm doing though has a reason. I don't do anything for no reason.
I like what you're doing, man. You're really putting in work. You have a list of stuff plus this what's coming out this Friday or Thursday, the
Thursday.
4th. You have a resume of stuff. You're really what they say, a content maker or whatever. Like you're putting in work. How important is it for you to be busy?
I wouldn't say I'm just, you know what it is. When I left music, I was like, and I took that time off. I was able to fall in love with creating again. And sometimes I always tell people, like, if you're not feeling right, like if you're making music or doing whatever you're doing and it doesn't feel right, stop.
Mm.
I mean, get up for a little bit, go do something else. And then, you know what I'm saying, like for me, like I took a year off. I went to Jamaica. Me and my baby mother went to Jamaica, and we spent 6 months in Jamaica, and I was just there, like just freeing myself from everything that was happening. I was detoxing in a way,
Detoxing,
you
cleansing.
know? Yeah. and that's where I realized that I love film and I love working with, like, a lot of the videos, all my old videos, I co-directed, or I had the idea and I, you know, gave it to, you know, me and RT collabed, or me and X, or whoever I was working with at the time. And yeah, getting away and coming back opened up my world. And I'm putting out a song on Friday too.
I see that you got some new music coming out, right?
Why not?
So I want to ask you: do you believe in the gatekeeper still existing? Because I know Toronto was like a crab in a bucket.
Canada is the gatekeeping capital of the world. How you mean? And that's not just in music. That's, again, every industry. For instance, I spoke about this on TikTok as well. I had an agency, a commercial agency, advertising. I had the woman, after me bugging her for a long time, straight up tell me it's my reel. That is the reason why she can't get me commercials and advertisement jobs, because my reel is too urban, was the word that she used. My reel was too black.
Yes.
There's not enough commercial stuff on my reel, right? So you go to the States, there's a whole black division. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole separate division of advertising that has nothing to do with the commercial advertising. So we're stuck in a quiet dictatorship, is what I call it. Canada is a quiet dictatorship where you have these gatekeepers. There's not a lot of gates in the country. There's only a few gates in this country, so it's not very hard to keep them. You know what I'm saying? So is it going to change? No.
Because people would say the internet, there's an internet, so there is no gatekeeper.
Yes, they still control every aspect. They limit. Come on, they limit. You don't think YouTube can limit who sees this? You don't think that?
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And there's Canadian portions of these companies. You know what I'm saying? This isn't YouTube America here. This is YouTube Canada here. This isn't Spotify America here. This is Spotify Canada. They are separate entities, and there definitely is a gate that's being kept in every single one of them. You know what I mean?
So yo, man, this Thursday, tell the people, like your documentary, like, again, you got to remind people, you know how it is. Tell them everything, man.
Yeah, Thursday, Greatness, episode 1, Simon the One Marcus, the greatest Muay Thai kickboxer in Canadian history, 8-time champion. 6 p.m. Thursday on YouTube. It's premiering, and it's my first of many. And She Likes Me, a new song I have dropping on Friday, produced by me. Dropping on Friday, and yeah, gonna keep
sounds great, man. I've been listening to it over and over and over. So I'm gonna ask you this before I go. because of all the stuff you put out there, and we're talking about the boy earlier. Do you
Mhm.
feel that you worried about any blackballing? Is there anything energy out there? Like, will you
Yeah.
surprise people? Like, because
What-
I know when you come out back, you're gonna come out with like people are gonna be looking, saying, "Yo, this is Jay Diggs, man." When they hear back that music, they're gonna say, "I remember this guy." The same thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Comparisons will come. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. It's a different world. It's a
Mm,
different world. Everybody has their place in this new world. There's no
I
longer
like how you put it.
there's no longer a need for competition. I know. I just we have an artist signed to Ant that he had a show in Toronto, a Filipino artist,
Mm,
and he sold out. Like I think it was like 3,000 people in that venue, and I never heard of him before, and they were knew every lyric and every word. There is you just do what you do, you'll find your tribe. You know what I
I
mean?
like that. I like that. I like that,
Yeah,
man.
I'm not worried about anything. I don't care about that shit. I got a 4-year-old and a mortgage. I ain't got I got more important things to worry about.
Yeah, I guarantee you after this, you'll be, if not already, media people are going to be hitting you up constantly. Media people will be hitting you up
Yeah.
constantly. They want
Yeah.
that Jay Diggs interview, director
Well, you're
Diggs
the first. I
interview.
said I never did a podcast or anything like this live before. You're the first. I told you you'd be the first. You always held me down. You always gave me that love and respect. I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, man, much respect. And I see big things coming for you and big things, I'm telling people, for Canada, period,
Mm-hmm.
because he's directing, he'll be doing documentaries,
Mm-hmm.
movies, helping artists.
Yeah,
This is the infrastructure
it
Director
is.
Diggs is bringing to the universe, people,
Yeah.
right?
And we're keeping it down to earth.
Respect, man. You already shouted it out, man. So, yo, anything you want to tell the people before we come off the spaceship?
Yeah, man. Be true to who you are. Mm.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Jay Diggs,
Yeah.
much respect for coming through, brother.
Respect you.
Always,
All right.
always,
Cool.
always.
Bless.
Bless. Yo.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right.